To say that the last 3 months for Battlefield 2042 and its developer studio EA DICE have been rough would be quite the understatement. This game launched with minimal content, missing nearly 200 features found in previous installments of the franchise, and in a broken, buggy state. All to which the player base quickly responded by voicing their utter distaste for the game on social media and by flat out refusing to play the game, leading to one of the greatest mass exodus of players in gaming history. My name is LtBuzzLitebeer, and today I wanted to again take a look at Battlefield 2042, but now including some more recent news while also injecting my own thoughts and opinions. Before we begin, I wanted to thank you all for the incredible amounts of support you've been showing me, my channel, and my content. In case you aren't yet a sub, please take a moment to smash that big, beautiful subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the bell to receive all my future upload alerts. Battlefield 2042 has been on the back foot even before it reached launch day with an extremely lackluster beta, set just weeks before the official launch of the title. Now, fans of the franchise were vocal about the state of the game, pointing out numerous glitches and game-breaking events encountered during the beta, which led to this lengthy blog post explaining that the beta was actually an older version of the game build, and it was paired up with this public statement via Twitter, also echoing that blog statement. However, this led to many speculations that the beta, being held so close to the actual release date, would be an accurate representation of the live game's release. A sentiment that proved quite true once Battlefield 2042 hit the open market. Not only was the game missing over 200 features, as detailed in this Reddit post, which now has nearly 31,000 upvotes, but it had also attempted to shift to a hero shooter formula popularized in games like Overwatch. Now, to compound the issues even further, the game displayed piss-poor performance on many gaming setups, and to this day is still plagued by crashes and serious matchmaking deficiencies. To make matters worse, DICE, the studio behind the development of the game, left on a months-long holiday just weeks after releasing Battlefield 2042, essentially leaving the consumers that purchased the game high and dry while trying to come to grips with the poor technical state of the game. Upon returning from vacation, the team at DICE promptly poured further gasoline onto the raging fires of the community by labeling the community's expectations to fix the game as quote-unquote brutal. A series of those tweets were almost immediately deleted, but the damage was done, and pissed off Battlefield fans took to Reddit, leading to the subreddit considering completely shutting down due to toxicity. Now, perhaps an interesting idea here would be to release a game in a polished and functioning state, and then you could avoid consumers who spent an upwards of $100 for your product from being toxic on your public forums. Compounding that vitriol was a comms dev team that just went complete radio silent and refused to acknowledge a game that was content light and became steadily worse as the development team attempted to fix the stability issues, leading to actual portions of the game being completely disabled on certain consoles due to the very stability issues the dev team was actively attempting to fix. Now, after nearly 2 months with little to no communication, the announcement was made in February via Twitter that the planned Season 1 content, which was expected soon thereafter, would be delayed until a very vague time frame of early summer. Now, this explanation was then posted outlining the dev team's roadmap, but it was little more than a long-form version of their Twitter statement. That very same day, Andrew Wilson stated during the EA investor call that they were not happy with the sales of Battlefield 2042 as it, quote, did not meet expectations. On the heels of that EA investor call, the scoreboard, a feature fans of the game have been requesting, was further delayed from its expected launch in mid-February to sometime in March, which led to questions as to the competency within the developer studio DICE. If they were struggling with and delaying the implementation of something as rudimentary as a scoreboard, how were they going to be able to handle future content and patching the game's litany of technical gremlins? Sprinkled into this soap opera has been an official EA help forum being closed down after nearly 163 pages of consumer complaints, all asking as to why they were being permabanned for false positive cheating violations that were actually tied to the game's easy anti-cheat software incorrectly flagging their RGB programs. Now, overall, for fans of this series and franchise, the past 3 months has felt like 3 exhausting years, all with coming to grips that they had purchased another buggy mess from EA DICE that was missing so many core Battlefield features and was extremely light on content, only to find out that new content was being further delayed, and legacy features like a scoreboard and VoIP, 2 core experiences associated with squad-based FPS titles, were proving far too difficult to install back into the game. Which brings us now to the present, day 90 since Battlefield 2042 first went live to those that pre-ordered the game. Steam chart player counts now show the game not able to reach 4,000 concurrent players worldwide, but it's logged over 95,000 reviews on Steam with a mostly negative review score. Contrast that with older titles such as Battlefield 1 tripling 2042's player counts, while Battlefield 5, a game that EA abandoned to work on Battlefield 2042, seeing player counts 10 times that of the newer title. Now, this has led to extremely long server matchmaking queue times, with many players noting that they see more bots populating the games than actual live players. Many console players refuse to enable crossplay as controller aim assist is still not functional, and versus PC players, they are at a serious disadvantage. This has now culminated into a unified and ferocious public outcry for EA to refund 2042 customer purchases, no questions asked, with this petition, thanks in part to support on Twitter, content creators, and various gaming news outlets, giving this issue much needed attention. Now, over the past week, this petition has ballooned from a sub 10,000 signature mark to present nearly 115,000 signatures, and it shows no signs of stopping. I'd like to read the mission statement to you now. EA's release of Battlefield 2042 was a mockery of every customer who purchased this video game for $70 USD due to EA's false advertising. Battlefield 2042 has cost consumers millions of dollars in damages and upset thousands of customers worldwide. According to many consumer reports, Electronic Arts and DICE did not keep many promises made at launch, and Battlefield 2042 was launched as unplayable. Even today, Battlefield 2042 has bugs that drastically change the endgame experience, so much that it's deemed an unfinished release by many community members. So far, I see no inaccuracies with this statement. In fact, Battlefield 2042 was so poorly made that even Steam, a highly reputable provider of PC video games, allows consumers to get a full refund. Signing this petition will get you one step closer to getting a refund on Battlefield 2042. Suppose this petition receives 50,000 signatures or more, which it's clearly exceeded at this point. In that case, one of the best class action lawsuit lawyers in the country is willing to take our case against EA. Signing this petition is the equivalent of saying, "I wish I got a refund on this game." Please sign this petition if you feel you deserve a refund for Battlefield 2042. The gaming community should not tolerate this abuse and bullying from a multi-billion-dollar corporation who made unfinished games and false advertisements. Worth noting here is that the petition is aimed at Sony, Microsoft, Steam, the FTC, which stands for Federal Trade Commission, and DICE. Now, if any industry is allowed and actually greatly profits from broken promises and mediocrity, it is the gaming industry. Time and time again, developers and publishers release half-baked, overhyped products that barely function at release, all under the guise and protection that it's a work in progress, and are therefore given a free pass when it comes to consumer protections. Many of the retail sites do allow for refunds, but normally within very strict and short time periods. For instance, Steam allows for full refunds via a Steam credit within 14 days of purchase or 2 hours of actual gameplay. And I can fully understand the policy, as it was designed to exclude someone from purchasing a game, beating the game, as in the single-player campaign, and then returning it for a full refund. But in the case of Battlefield 2042, there is no single-player campaign, as the entire game is designed for online multiplayer. Now, long server queues, crashes, and even bugs that erased player key bindings requiring a full remap all eat into that 2-hour time limit. In terms of where this petition goes, as it states at 50,000 signatures, which they've clearly doubled at this point, they will then have the services of one of the best class action lawyers in the country. I honestly don't know. In the past, I've seen these petitions, and while they do their best to bring these issues to light, they often amount to just nothing burgers. Now, if the lawyer or firm themselves were making these public statements, as in they were presently drawing up a brief or preparing to file an official document in court, that would be interesting to view. But at the very least, this amount of public backlash, the low player counts, the constant barrage of negative press, and now a public petition with well over 100,000 signatures will at least pull EA through the mud just a bit and send a strong message. According to Tom Henderson, the coverage of the topic is now permeating into internal EA meetings and emails, with David Reuter, general manager of EA's European studios, actually being mentioned by name in this tweet. Now, overall, Battlefield 2042 is an absolute tragedy, and I'm fully supportive of anybody, regardless of our spent in game, receiving a full and immediate refund. But at this point, this entire topic is just that, a topic we can discuss. However, I am actively looking forward to receiving news that it has progressed as that mission statement outlines. For the time being, the community outcry and concerns are living rent-free in EA management's minds as they attempt to grapple and grab hold of a speeding locomotive that is currently gaining speed and they've just lost complete control of. As always, I look forward to reading any feedback that you have about this topic. Leave me your thoughts as to how all of this is going to turn out. Don't forget to smash that sub button and ring the bell for all my upload alerts. Please take just a moment to rate and or share this video, as it would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to find and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and over on my community Discord server. Links to all my socials in the video description below. Thanks again for all the continued support, and until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.